This contract read, I, James PJ Locke, will make any necessary sacrifices of complete my goal of making to the NFL. I had to be about 14 years old when that happened. Ever since then, like, all the hard work, everything that my focal point was geared towards that goal.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Beaumont Beat video podcast, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. I'm your host, Tracy Kennick, and today we're talking with a local celebrity. Beaumont's own PJ Locke is in the house. From starting at Central High School to now entering his 8th season with the NFL, he's accomplished what most athletes only dream of accomplishing. But this weekend, his focus is back here in Beaumont for his annual free youth football camp. We're going to talk about why giving back matters to him, what campers can expect, and how Beaumont helped shape the person and the player he is today. But first, a couple of quick announcements for you. Our free movies in the park are back. Tonight, head over to Rogers Park for Jurassic World Rebirth. Then on July 10th, it's How to Train Your Dragon at Charlton Pollard Park. All movies start at dusk and continue throughout the summer at different city parks. Then on Saturday, celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an unforgettable evening at the historic Jefferson Theater. Join us for the Star-Spangled Spectacular, a night of patriotic music, sing-alongs, and a special showing of the silent film The General with live organ accompaniment. The show starts at 7 and tickets are just $10. And now let's get to today's conversation with our hometown hero, PJ Locke. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate you being here. This is a big deal for Beaumont.
Yeah, it was a big deal for me.
7 seasons with the Denver Broncos, now back in Texas, just signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Tell us how that felt.
I would say it's bittersweet. It's super bittersweet. Being in Denver for 7 years, you don't realize how much of the relationships that you leave behind, like all the friendships, all the things we do on a daily basis, those type of things. We bought our first house there, me and my wife. And but on the sweeter side of that, I'm coming back home, coming back to Texas. My wife is from Fort Worth.
Okay.
I'm 5 hours from Beaumont. You know, it's just like I said, just drove up here. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to play for the American team.
And your family's probably real excited to have you back in Texas.
Of course. You don't have to take a flight anymore. They can just drive up. So, of course.
What are you most looking forward to this season?
I think putting on that star. Putting the star on my helmet. And also, I feel like from a strategic standpoint, I think Dallas is just a defense away from being able to go to the Super Bowl. And I feel like I'm a part of that now. So I'm excited for that.
Super Bowl, imagine that. Playing in the Super Bowl. That's what you call the ultimate stress test right there. Being able to perform well in the Super Bowl. Like,
yes, 100%.
Get that ring on your finger.
100%. Well, the Knicks just won the NBA championship, and they haven't been in a long time. So, hey, I feel like that gives Cowboy fans hope.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, just keep hope alive.
We're cheering you on. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. When did you first realize that football could be more than just a game for you? That it could actually be your profession?
I actually made a contract when I was like 14 years old. And this contract read, I, James PJ Locke, will make any necessary sacrifices of complete my goal of making to the NFL. And I actually have this contract. It's on my social media and everything. And I signed it. My dad signed it. And I had to be about 14 years old when that happened. And ever since then, like, all the hard work, everything that my focal point was geared towards that goal. And I took it seriously. I didn't do much partying. I was working out before school started in high school. I worked out during the actual athletic period. Then I worked out after school. So any type of competitive edge I can get, I did it. And I sacrificed a lot of time with friends and stuff like that. But, in the long run, it's like I made my goal, I guess.
Yeah. And I've heard that from other athletes, like professional athletes, like putting in the reps, putting in that time when everybody else is out playing and enjoying a weekend and you're in the gym, that sets you apart.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You just got to realize, like, it's a bunch of kids that want to make the NFL, just all over the world. We're not just talking about in the U.S., but we're talking about the whole world. And how can you separate yourself?
Talking about that, so 1 out of every 5,000 high school football players are the ones that actually make it to the NFL. 1 in 5,000. What do you think? Was it just your mindset? Was your family? You talked about the discipline, but how do you get to that point?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a combination of a bunch of different things. That's why they always say, man, you gotta really have the total package to even just make it to college, playing a big D1 situation. But
and your parents are both athletes. Did they kind of help instill that because they
100%. My dad and my mom like really, really instilled that in me early on, and it was just like this hard work pays off type of mentality. Funny story is like I was like a real gamer when I was younger before this new gaming stuff kind of took along.
Okay.
I was a real gamer, and I used to stay up all night playing games. So I remember one night I stayed up. My dad like woke up to go to work, and I was like in the room playing. He walked in and like let me have it. He was like, "Don't you got a goal on the wall?" And he was just like, "If you gonna sit here and play the game all night, you better be able to get your workout in as well. So you gotta basically pay the price.
Right.
You know, be tired, you get through your workout, and don't BS your workout either." So from that point on, I took that mindset. Like if I, like when I was in college, obviously we had some nights that were late, and I always made sure I got up the next morning, worked out. That situation pops in my head every single time. Like if I have a long night or anything like that. So it's just basically just prioritizing yourself the correct way.
Love it. Good parenting, I'd say.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people, they see the success. You made it to the NFL, but they don't see the times when, like, you went to UT, graduated, went undrafted for a season. Talk how you pushed through that and still kept your eye on the prize.
I would tell you, like, draft day, kids dream of draft day, like getting your name called, and obviously that didn't happen for me, and like that was like one of the worst days of my life. There's a whole situation behind that with my agent, past agent. When I got the opportunity to play with Pittsburgh, I got there, I was playing really well. Then I got caught by like the political side of the business. Then I got cut. I was at home for like 4 months. I was actually formulating a plan to try to figure out like, okay, how can I get some money and also be able to take care of my business with working out just in case a football team called me. And I was actually getting ready to go to work with my dad. My dad is a home builder, and that was an opportunity. I was going to go to work with him and shadow him, and then after I finished that, I would go get my workout in. And I was on my way home. This is probably like month 4 of not being with a team. So funds are running low. On the way home to formulate this, to execute this plan, and I get a call from my agent. He was like, "Hey, the Broncos want to sign you to practice squad." And from that point on, I was with the Broncos ever since for 7 years. And that whole period of time, like it was super, super rough. That's when I came up with this meal plan to eat, get my body right. But it taught me a lot about myself, because it was days where you felt encouraged, and it was days where it was no hope. It was just, they started blending together a little bit, and it was rough. But I had my support system, I had my wife, had my parents. Like, they just kept me going. And I guess I seen the light at some point. And yeah, that taught me a lot, man, just to be consistent in tough times.
That's fantastic. What was it like when you got that call and you step on the field in the first NFL game, realizing that you had kind of almost lost sight of that dream?
Yeah.
Talk about that moment.
Yeah, I felt like it was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I always knew that I would play in the NFL, but I didn't know what my path looked like. I thought it was also going to be a straight and narrow, but, God's plan, he has you going all different type of ways, but he's omnipresent, and he's just trying to put you in the right situation possible. So I just remember dropping to my knees. My first game was, we played the Titans, and I remember dropping to my knees and just thanking God for, like, just the opportunity, for, the hardships that he had given me to supply me with the tools to be able to live life moving forward. So, yeah.
What's it like playing when you hear the crowds yelling your name and you're out on the field and you're walking through, you're signing those autographs? You're like, this Beaumont boy made it.
Yeah. So what's funny is I really rarely hear the crowd when I'm playing. Only like when I make a play and like I can kind of lock into what's going on. But like during the play, I'm so locked into what my job is and, you know, where my eyes should be, I would say. Other than that, man, signing autographs, we got like in Denver, they had like a little walkway and you just hear people chanting PJ, PJ, and it was, it's amazing.
Like, wait, is that me?
It's oh my God, it's amazing. At one point, like when I first got there, nobody really knew who I was. And then I would say the last 3 years, like it really picked up. And like I said, I would walk down the aisle, especially after games. You make a big play or something like that, everybody just chant your name. And I said, it's such a blessing. It just reminds you, like, man, this is what you work for.
Yeah, it is what you work for. And I mean, you're living the dream that you had from the time you were a little kid, right? 100%. And now playing with the Dallas Cowboys. What excites you most about that? Your first game, what do you think it's going to feel like?
I struggle with trying to figure. I don't know. I'm super anxious about it.
What makes you anxious?
I think just playing in a new stadium. You know, not being in a familiar place. Not really knowing like how I'm gonna get to the game. Like where do I go? Those type of things. What my new routine is gonna be. All these different things. But nonetheless, I'm just excited. Like I said, excited to just put that star on play in front of the home crowd. That's gonna be amazing. I can really pull out my cowboy hats and stuff now.
Yeah, right. I saw a picture with your cowboy hat on. Does that feel comfortable?
It does. Yeah. It feels right.
Good. That's when right. You know it's right. Before we get to the camp that you're putting on, it really has stood out to me that you know where you're from. That you, even though you're a big NFL football star, a lot of people can, you know, their heads grow a little bit bigger when that happens. And you really have stayed grounded. What has helped you to do that?
My support system. That's first and foremost. I think how I was raised in general. Just never being satisfied in a way. Always pushing towards another goal. And then when I was younger, I didn't really have this. NFL players really coming back like that and kind of helping. And I remember my parents always saying like, hey man, when you make it, we just want you to do one thing. Like we don't care about the money or anything like that. We just want you to come back and give these kids some hope, some encouragement. You know, when they see a person that is surface level, they can touch you, reach out to you, talk to you. It says something different. Like it gives them a new type of hope. And that's something like I kept near my heart every single time. So this will be the 4th annual camp coming up.
All right, I love that so much. And in just a moment, we're going to talk with PJ about his youth football camp coming up this weekend, how your football player can get involved. But first, we want to let you know about the city's big 4th of July celebration. Take a look.
Celebrate America's 250th at the biggest 4th of July celebration in town. Join the city of Beaumont at the lake at the Downtown Event Center for an evening of live music, food trucks, and the largest fireworks show in Southeast Texas. The fun kicks off at 5 p.m. Don't miss the city of Beaumont's 4th of July celebration, made possible by Budweiser and other generous sponsors. Visit Beaumont-EventsTX.com for details.
And we want to remind you that you can stream this show and past episodes of the Beaumont Beat on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else that you listen. And be sure to share this episode if you enjoyed today's show. And now back to our conversation with Dallas Cowboys safety PJ Locke, and we're ready to talk about this weekend, the big camp coming up. Why was this important? You mentioned it a little bit before, but what got this idea for you to have this camp 4 years ago?
I had two close friends who were my NFL vets. They were older guys, and in Denver, I met these guys in Denver named Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons. And what they did was every summer they had camps as well. But what they would do is they would basically gather all the DBs to position group and basically make a trip out of it. So we would go there, we'd go to the camp. Well, the night before we go out to dinner, then that next morning we'll go to the camp, and then we'll do brunch, and then we'll have like some type of family event. I don't know. It's like a little get together, cooking, live music, games and stuff like that. And we'll go right back to Denver, and we'll have practice the next day, something like that. So I I got that idea, just the whole formula from them.
What was your hope with doing a camp like this?
So my hope was always just to reach one kid, at least one kid, somebody that's kind of like right on the fence of having that hope, maybe not having it, and me being there, just showing face, talking to the kids, interacting with the kids, working out with them. I'm gonna put my cleats on and work out with them during the camp, and just kind of show them how it's done a little bit. You know, I know they're gonna be talking trash and stuff, but at the same time, but like just show them how it's done. But just, I feel like me being there, just helps them see the vision a little bit more clear.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us how the camp goes. It's going to be this Saturday at
Right.
Doggett Family Stadium. And what can people expect? What can the youth expect? And is there a certain age group?
So the age groups right now is from 3rd to 12th grade, but I won't miss the opportunity to turn down to work out any kids, any age at this point. I'm not sure how many kids are going to be. I know the registration cut off like 2 weeks ago at 250 kids. So anybody who else wants to come that didn't have the opportunity to register, they can walk up. I would prefer them to be there like around 8:15, 8:30 to register, but I don't guarantee that they will get shirts and shorts. That's the only thing. But like I said, you can go out there and work out in the black tee, and I will not care. Muscle shirt, whatever you want to call it, I will not care. You can still enter the camp. Just want this to be something for the kids to remember. And one thing I want these kids to leave is saying like, oh my God, I just worked out just like PJ Locke, because some of the drills that we're going to do is the drills I use to get myself prepared for the season. So we're not just throwing drills out there just for them to do it, just for them to run around.
These
so
are
this
NFL drills.
These are NFL drills.
That's amazing.
NFL drills. Now, the challenge with that is like I won't be able to really sit there and detail every step that they take because there's so many kids and it's only me. But I'll do my best to try to work around and, you know, give them enough detail to where they can take it home with them and continue to practice with. So.
And talk about taking it home. It's not just the instruction, but they're going to get some swag, a little bit of swag to take home.
Yeah.
T-shirts and
So shout out to the Cowboys. They provided them with some swag bags. So that'll be one of the big ones. And also we'll do some competition stuff that they can win some prizes. And then thinking about adding a raffle at the end for everybody. So it's in the works. We're still trying to maneuver through the logistics, but that's one to keep in mind.
All right. And besides the drills, how about any life lessons? Do you hope to instill any of those with these athletes?
My biggest thing is like trying to have a session where we're doing like 6 stations, and like one of the stations will be like them kind of like taking a breather and just asking me questions. And then I also always do that at the end, like, hey, you got any questions? And a lot of kids ask me like, hey, who's the hardest receiver you guarded? That one of those things. I'll be like, whoa, like some real questions, like, you know, how did I make it here? Like, what did it take? Those type of things. So yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned the camp is officially full, but they can walk up. For any of the parents that are listening, talk us through the time and exactly what they need to do when they pull up and what the kids are going to go through. They're like, I don't know if it's really for my athlete. Just kind of walk us through the day, how you see it going. Okay,
so the camp will start at 9 a.m. I want to be as punctual as possible, but I know stuff happens. You know, people roll in late, but anything. But if you are a walk-up, I would prefer you to be there like 8:15, just kind of waiting for everybody to set up. There's the people that are helping me kind of run the camp. It's called Band Fam Organization. They've been helping me for the last 4 years. And normally they will have a table where you walk up to and they'll mark your name off and give you your camp gear. And then the kids will go take the camp gear and go just sit in the stadium. I'm gonna go sit in the stands. And around that time when everybody's kind of finished registering and getting their gear and everything, we'll kind of do like a camp introduction. I'll say a few words, pray, and then we'll get them from the stands and onto the field. We'll warm up. We'll get into the 6 stations, and then we'll get into competition drills. Then we'll announce the winners of the competition drills. And then we'll probably we'll bring everybody up, say a few words to them, and they'll ask their questions, whatever. And then at the end, we'll break camp, and then I'll have snow cones waiting on the kids.
Okay.
They'll get the swag bags, and then also they'll have an opportunity for me to get some autographs.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is all free from 9 to 12.
Yeah, I will try my best to get them off the field earlier than 12.
They're not going to want to leave, though. You know they're not going to want to leave.
It'll be hot, so
Maybe they'll want to
I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I know how it gets. So
now, just talking with you seem like a man of faith. Do you think that helped you to get where you're going? And will that be something that's part of what you're trying to convey?
Oh, 100%. 100%. My favorite verse is Hebrews 11:1. Faith is what makes real the things we can't see. So Hebrews always talks about faith. So that's one thing I'm going to hone in on. And it's like you never know. Stuff again, it's a lot of uncertainty that goes on with the path of making it to the NFL and also being in the NFL. You sign a certain amount of deals that's not guaranteed. And, you know, the political side of things, it might not fit how it's supposed to, but God always finds a way to put you where you're supposed to be. So I try to take peace in knowing that that's the situation.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, as we mentioned, I think every kid that steps on a football field at some point has dreamt of at least playing college football, if not the NFL, right? So for anybody that's listening to you right now who's like, man, I'd love to be where he is, what would be your best piece of advice that you would give to a young athlete?
I would say one thing, hard work pays off. You have to do things when nobody's looking. You have to be able to put in the extra work because, like I said, it's a bunch of kids around the world that's trying to make it to the NFL. So how do you separate yourself while you're, you know, out partying? I hate to say it, nowadays these kids they're exposed to a lot more things. So while you're out doing all this extra things, there's somebody out there working towards that goal, and they're getting ahead of you. And I also say being consistent. You know, it's gonna be obstacles, gonna pull you different directions, mentally, physically, spiritually. And I think if you can find a way to be on a straight and narrow the most, staying consistent with that, that's gonna help a lot too.
Okay, thanks so much for being here, and especially thank you for giving back to Beaumont. Remembering your roots, coming back and doing this camp shows really where your heart is. We love that. And good luck with camp, but more importantly, good luck with the Cowboys.
Yes,
we're going to be cheering y'all when you put
how
that
about
star
the
on.
Cowboys? First time saying it.
That's right.
Great platform to sit on, but I thank you guys for having me. It's such a blessing, such an honor for you guys to invite me on the show.
Yeah, an honor. The pleasure is ours. So thanks so much, PJ.
Thank you.
And that's all for this edition of the Beaumont Beat, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. I'm Tracy Kennick. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.